We all have dreams and desires planted deep within our hearts. Some are birthed in childhood, a longing to impact the world, to pursue a calling, to love and be loved, to build, to create, to achieve something meaningful. Others come in later seasons. Hopes for healing, restoration, family, career breakthroughs, or spiritual fulfillment. These desires are often sacred, burning quietly within us as we navigate life. They are not random. In many cases, they are God-given. But while having dreams is easy, trusting God with them is the real test of faith. There comes a point in every believer's life when the dreams they carry must be surrendered at the feet of the one who gave them. It's not about giving up. It's about giving over. Trusting God with your dreams and desires means placing your deepest hopes into the hands of a loving Father, believing that He knows best, not just in theory, but in timing, process, and outcome. It means letting go of control, releasing anxiety, and believing that the one who formed you also knows how to fulfill the longings of your heart in the way that will bring Him glory and you joy. The journey of trusting God with your dreams is rarely a straight line. There are detours, delays, disappointments, and seasons of silence. Sometimes it feels like your dream is buried, forgotten, or even denied. But what looks like a delay to us may be preparation in God's hands. What feels like silence may be God doing His deepest work within us. And what seems like a no might just be a not yet. The process is often painful, but it is also where faith is forged and character is built. In those moments of waiting and uncertainty, the question becomes, will you still trust Him? When God gives you a dream, He doesn't always reveal the full picture. He invites you to walk by faith, step by step. Abraham was promised descendants as numerous as the stars, yet he waited decades for even one child. Joseph dreamed of influence and leadership, but was betrayed, imprisoned, and forgotten before his dream was realized. David was anointed king, but spent years fleeing for his life. These stories remind us that dreams delayed are not dreams denied. They are simply part of a divine process where God molds the dreamer to match the destiny. In trusting God with your dreams, you must first trust His character. He is not a God who teases or torments. He is faithful, kind, and intentional. Psalm 37 verse 4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." This doesn't mean He grants every wish like a genie, but rather that as we delight in Him, as we draw close, seek His will, and make Him our ultimate desire, He aligns our hearts with His. Our desires become refined, purified, and directed by His Spirit. Then, in His perfect timing, He fulfills them in ways far greater than we imagined. Sometimes, God allows us to come to the end of ourselves so we can learn to depend fully on Him. When we finally lay our dreams on the altar, not as a bargaining chip, but as a true act of surrender, we create space for God to move. This act of surrender is not passive. It's an active faith that says, God, I trust you more than I trust my own plans. Even if you don't do it the way I hoped, I believe your way is better. That kind of trust is powerful. It transforms us. It frees us from striving, from fear, and from the pressure to make things happen in our own strength. Trusting God also means trusting His timing. In a world of instant gratification, God's process often feels slow, but the waiting is never wasted. In the waiting, God is shaping your character, teaching you to rely on Him, and preparing you for the weight of what you're asking for. If He gave you the dream too soon, it might crush you. But when He gives it in the right season, it becomes a blessing, not a burden. Isaiah 60 verse 22 reminds us, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. That promise carries power. It means you don't have to manipulate or force your way into your dream. You just have to stay faithful, stay close, and trust that God is working behind the scenes. There's also an important truth in recognizing that God's dreams for you may look different than your own. We often create pictures in our minds of how life should unfold. But sometimes God says no to good things because He has something greater in mind. His no is never cruel. It is protective. It may feel like disappointment in the moment, but over time, you begin to see how He was orchestrating something more beautiful, more purposeful, and then more fulfilling than anything you could have imagined. And then there's the challenge of comparison. In trusting God with your dreams, you have to resist the urge to compare your journey to others. Social media, society, and even well-meaning voices can make it feel like you're behind, like your dream is too late or too small. But God is not measuring you against anyone else. Your story is unique. Your timeline is not meant to match someone else's. What He's doing in your life is custom made, handcrafted for you. Trusting Him means being content with your season, faithful in your now, and confident that your time will come. There will be days when discouragement hits hard, when the door doesn't open, when the opportunity falls through, when the silence feels loud. In those moments, remember the promises of God. Remember that He is not just interested in the end result. He is deeply invested in the journey. He walks with you through the ups and downs. He sees every tear, hears every prayer, and honors every act of obedience. Galatians 6 verse 9 encourages us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Keep going. Keep believing. Your due season is coming. And while You wait for the fulfillment of your dream. Serve faithfully where you are. Bloom where you're planted. God often opens doors through your current obedience. Be excellent in the little things. Love people well. Stay rooted in His Word. Let your life be a testimony of faith even before the dream comes to pass. Sometimes your greatest ministry happens not after the dream is fulfilled, but in how you handle the process of waiting. God is not just writing a story of success. He is writing a story of redemption. He takes the broken pieces of our lives, the disappointments, the delays, the detours, and uses them to build something beautiful. He wastes nothing. Even the dream that seemed to die can be resurrected in His hands. Sometimes the dream is not fulfilled the way you envisioned it, but it is fulfilled in a way that brings deeper joy and eternal impact. That is the power of God's faithfulness. Trusting God with your dreams is ultimately about trusting His heart. It's saying, Lord, even if you never give me what I want, I will still love you, follow you, and believe that you are good. That kind of trust is the foundation of true faith. It's not conditional. It's not based on outcomes. It's rooted in relationship. When your dreams are anchored in God, they can never be truly lost. Because even if they don't come to pass in the way you expect, you can rest knowing that your life is in the hands of a perfect Father who writes better stories than we ever could. And here's the beauty: God loves to fulfill dreams. He delights in blessing His children. He rejoices in seeing your heart come alive. He is not withholding out of cruelty. He is waiting for the right moment. He is aligning circumstances, people, and timing in ways you can't yet see. He is preparing a path that will not only fulfill your dream, but also point others to Him through your testimony. So keep dreaming, keep trusting, and never forget that the one who placed that desire in your heart is also the one who will be faithful to bring it to life in His way, in His time, and for His glory. Trusting God with your dreams and desires is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It's a journey of surrender, patience, and an unwavering faith. It requires letting go of control and embracing the unknown with confidence in God's character. Along the way, He refines your heart, strengthens your spirit, and teaches you what it truly means to walk by faith and not by sight. Though the process may be long, the reward is eternal. When you trust God, you are never left empty-handed. You may not always get exactly what you asked for, but you will always receive what is best. So today, if you're holding on to a dream, a desire, or a hope that feels far away, give it to God again. Lay it at His feet. Trust that He sees you, He knows you, and He cares deeply about the desires of your heart. Know that your waiting is not in vain. Your faith is not invisible to Him, and your dreams are not forgotten. Keep seeking Him first, and everything else will fall into place in due time. He is a faithful Father, a perfect planner, and the giver of every good and perfect gift. Trust Him with your dreams, and you'll find that His way is always the best way.